Thank you for joining this week on Chronic Curiosity. We do a little original ditty that Tony and I wrote. Well, he wrote the words, I wrote the music, and we both made it sound embarrassing. But we sing you a song, and then we get into some discussions about some recent events in the last couple of weeks. But we really appreciate you being here. We discussed it on the last episode too. There's the website's up, chronic-curiosity.com. There's a way to contact us. There's t-shirts available there that are super comfortable, even if whatever. If you're looking for a t-shirt, they're nice. They're comfortable. And it supports the show. We don't do advertisements. We don't do those things, at least right now, at this point. So if you feel like supporting the show, go pick yourself up a Curious t-shirt. And also, we're looking to do some things in the future as far as questions and fun things with the show goes. So if you have any questions or comments or topic ideas or guests or anything like that, please let us know. We're interested in all of the things. Enjoy.
Alpha Lima Tango. So get way back when you're going to sing high.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. You recording?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, like, it is recording? Okay.
Red sun on the horizon, hometown in your review. Road straight as a ribbon, stretched out ahead of you. Ryan is on the radio, singing about uncaged birds. Oh, he's gonna make that promise more than just pretty words. Oh, tonight you'll drive 300 miles and tomorrow 500 more to press on until you finally find that home you're looking for. And you feel a brand new place. You get lost inside yourself when you see a stranger's face. Nights when nothing's happening, you go out looking for some fun. Oh, you wonder what they would think to see who you've become. Then you hear that voice inside. Can this really be a new start? You can change the street you're on. Can you change what's in your heart?
that wasn't that terrible.
No. The one section was pretty bad.
It's a little rough.
I was like, ooh, that's not going to sound good.
Which one's that? Where I forgot the words?
No. I was mostly talking about me. I don't have the anything, man, to like get up and like. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
No bueno.
It takes some time. Should be good to go. I switched some things around, so hopefully, because I don't know if you've noticed, I'm still having a little clicking and whatnot. I don't know, like a half a second or a second of the audio, and it really disturbs me. So I'm trying some new things. So we'll see. What you got in your mind, Talon?
Oh, I was just reading about things that actually require an ID.
Oh, gee, we're gonna go right off the right off the rip.
We don't have to go there. You were just asking me what I was doing. I was reading things that require an ID.
All the things that require an ID. Yeah.
Things that are important, like voting.
Yeah. I will say though, as a maybe not precursor, I don't know the word I want. I do that often. Is
Spiderwebs, bro? What you
no,
got there?
I think it's just my beard is starting to get out of control.
Too
Where,
much,
every
too
once
much
in a while,
beard. You're just not used to it.
Yeah, I'll get a wispy that like catches out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what's on my
Not
face?
used to that much hair in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I have hair on my face.
Little womb broom.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Watch out, ladies.
Who wants mustache rides?
I do.
Yeah, so ID. I will say I do think there are some things that are that could be improved with the voting system. I won't discount that, but I think it all goes back to how many times we talked about the argument of like people are taking arguments and headlines and not really looking at. Because from what I understand, I don't know how much you've read into it.
Not a lot.
I haven't either, but from what I saw, it seems like a lot of the things that the restrictions that are being talked about, they're like in Georgia, obviously. Anyone's at this point. A lot of the
Is Georgia becoming the new LA?
I think a lot of the restrictions they're talking about that they're like they're increasing restrictions they're increasing restrictions from COVID year elections. It's not actually like restrictions from prior elections.
Wait, you mean COVID might go away?
No, that'll never go away.
You've got to be kidding me.
It's never going to go away.
Calm your face, Fauci.
It's never going to go away. It's like
Never ever?
Well, you see the CDC director was like, I'm just so scared. Like, why? You look healthy and you're under 50. You should be just dandy.
We got a fearmonger.
I just don't understand it. I guess that's my problem. I just don't understand
Well,
it.
if everyone's not afraid, it's not a healthy nation. Why would we not want a state that's scared of everything?
I mean, I can think of a few reasons. People are a lot nicer when they're not scared.
Yes, they are.
You know, how unnice have people been recently? Pretty unnice.
Break out the twisted teas.
Oh, gee. That dude deserved to get twisted teed. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he deserved to get a whole fucking
He
gallon of twisted
used
tea upside
some
down.
words that were slightly offending.
No, yeah, just blatantly offending.
He chose offensive epithets for 300 and got teed to the face.
Yeah, he got the daily double. That's what he got. Fucking idiot.
What did the twisted tea say to the face?
Pow.
More like a
Yeah, dude, smacked the hell out of him. That was awesome.
It was. But going back to a society of politeness and a society that is not scared.
Yeah, I think there's just so much there. But I will say I want to look into and read more about the whole Georgia voting law stuff that's going on, because it just seems like
Seems like the devil went down to Georgia.
It just none of it makes sense. This one's really like.
Bro, you need to borrow my beard trimmers or
I
what?
do. It's just I didn't get dressed up for you.
It's called an MS-201. Get after it.
I got a 200T, bro. Don't fuck with this.
You better sharpen it off.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing I don't understand, because you look at, the one side is, hey, we want to increase voting opportunities for everybody, particularly underserved communities. Makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Maybe we should know who's actually voting.
Yeah, and that they're actually citizens.
Yeah.
Which is, but as soon as you say that, it's like, oh,
How dare
yeah,
you?
you're anti-immigration.
Jingoist Fred.
Yeah, no, I'm not anti-immigration. I think that's what made this country great. Ooh,
watch the slogan, bro.
Yeah, just back up.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Is that a sprinkler system with liberal tears in here?
No, but it's all like this imbalance. It needs to be like, there needs to be rules and shit, not just like they were like the one article I read that was talking about how the voter suppression is going on with this Georgia bill. Well, one of the things they take away that was only happened during COVID was drive up voting. Oh, so you're taking something away that we have never, ever, ever done before, except for one time because everybody thought they were going to die from the pandemic. That's being a little disingenuous, don't we think? And saying it's voter suppression. Like, there's many more things, but
You know what they shouldn't do away with, though, or they should implement? Drive up margaritas. Fantastic.
You know what's better than a swim up bar? Drive up bar.
Yeah. Oh, you voted? You don't get a sticker. You get a fucking margarita.
Yeah.
How many people would vote? Everyone.
Everybody.
Babies.
Babies.
Everyone.
Everyone gets a vote. You get a vote. You get a vote.
You get a vote. You get a vote.
Yeah, but I think it's important to make sure that people are voting that are actually people. I
see dead people.
I will say I did see it was a funny conservative shirt, or Republican, I guess would probably be the better term for it. The other day, it was it said, "When I die, don't let me vote Democrat." I was
my gosh.
okay, I see what you did there.
I see what you did
That's
there.
kind of funny, but I think that's what we've gotten to the point now where it's everybody is just so out to make a headline to piss the other side off, and then the other side. The Republicans are like, "You're not American," and the Democrats are like, "You're bigots." Like that's like the talking points now. I feel like that's it. It's broken down to that.
Well, I saw an interesting thing, and I don't know if this was true, but I was like, okay, yeah, I feel like that's what's going on. It said if you take a jar of 100 red ants, did you read that? 100 red ants.
Oh, I think I've heard this analogy before.
The 100 black ants.
Yeah.
That they're peaceful. But then I think they said what did they say? It was either if they remove one, or it wasn't even if you remove one, but if you shake it up, then they violently attack each other because they think one side attacked the other side.
Yeah, it was something that like as soon as you introduce some kind of not aggregate.
The shaking up was the catalyst is what they said, though. And because that's the outside source. That would be, hey, we're fighting the other side's fighting us. And I don't know that either side's really the problem.
Yeah, was it? I don't want a video.
Shake the jar. There we go.
Yeah, it's a tweet, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah, who
Facebook.
knows?
Yeah, if you collect 100 black ants, 100 red ants, put them in.
Yeah, come on, that
dude.
dude's
Shake it violently, leave it on the table. They have to start killing each other.
that dude's got two first names, a male and a female first name.
Floyd Miranda. Yeah, and you know what? I don't even care if it's a female or a male name. Anybody with two first names or anybody with two last names, I have a hard time trusting.
Probably can't trust them.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, then he says the same is true in society: men versus women, left versus right, rich versus poor, faith versus science, gossip, rumors, etc. Before we fight each other, we must ask ourselves who rocked the jar. I like that.
Hold on a second. Who's fighting who with the men versus women? Is it real men versus real women, or is it men with women that have transitioned? So men versus men, women.
You know, that's a really interesting thing we're at right now too, where it's everybody. It's kind of like you get a vote, you get a vote. You can be a bigot. You can be everybody. Everybody gets blamed this now because now it's the straight women. I feel like maybe I'll clarify.
Did they bring
feminists,
the straight white women in now too? Are they guilty finally?
Well, no, I think there's attack on like women feminists that are saying like, hey, like we want to preserve our women's sports because when you have the transgender males or females coming into the sport, they start dominating.
How does it feel?
Yeah, it's like
welcome to the club.
And now it's like, oh, straight or not even straight women, just women that don't want trans women in their sports. I saw something the other day where it was like, this is, and I never liked the verbiage that they use because it's like, we need to be able to allow these people to play sports and this. Well, yeah, they should. Like, I'm not telling you can't play sports, but like, there's a reason that it's been divided between men and women. Because
Fred, how dare you? You need to follow the science.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot of women that look like me physically. They're out there. I'm not saying they're not. And I've mentioned I am more than willing to admit that there's a lot of women out there that could beat my ass and that do crazy impressive things.
Pre or post sex change? What are we talking here?
Either way.
Okay. Just asking for
Yeah,
clarification.
statistically.
Oh, we're going to use statistics?
Yeah. And science,
There-
science-based.
There we go with that old little fiction.
Yeah, just put me up against most women. I'm probably going to be stronger
60% of the time.
all the time. Yeah. So there's just a lot of weird things that people are getting hung up on. They're not really, but it is who shook the jar. Some things I think the jar should be shaken on. I follow this guy that, and I heard a podcast, I think, with him that he is about as liberal as it gets. I mean, besides Antifa burning the country down.
No, I feel like that's not even liberal though.
Well, whatever.
But I get
But
what
they
you're saying.
pretend. They hide under that wing.
Okay, they definitely pretend.
Yeah, they hide under that wing. But he is an advocate for the wrongly convicted. I remember Jason Flom.
Yes.
So super compassionate guy. Like
Yeah.
he's doing a good thing. Like
Oh, yeah.
if you were wrongly convicted in prison or in prison for something you shouldn't be, drugs, like you shouldn't be in prison. There's some really, there's a lot of fuckery that goes on with the prison system. But man, he puts some things where it's like, dude, you're smarter than this. Like not even like very blatant things are just like, it's just frustrating. The people don't, they have such a part of them that does such a good thing like the, fighting for the unjustly convicted, but then they have this other aspect where they're just fueling the fire in other areas. It's like, I get it. Like that's not your area, but like you're stoking fires that you don't need to stoke. Like, why are you doing that? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Everyone, no, I don't think anybody can, there's a lot of people out there that don't see that they have this righteous cause, which is most of the time very good cause. But on the other hand, they're shitting on everybody else outside of that cause.
Kind of tough to get on board with that cause when you see those other things.
Yeah. Like I get the cause I'm down with, but man, like you're not making a very good name for it. You're not reaching it. I hate this term too, but you're not really reaching across the aisle very well. We talked about someone that does that very frequently before this show started.
Ooh.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to bring it. It's somebody that I have invited onto the podcast because it has very different beliefs than us and is very vocal about them.
No, he's very vocal with the keyboard about them. Maybe he should be more vocal with his voice in person.
Yeah.
When he doesn't have the computer to stand behind and he can look up all the facts that aren't really facts.
Well, some of them they're facts, but they're facts
Where's
that
the source? Yeah.
they're only the facts that fit your narrative. I would like to. I've had the thought before where I'm like, you know what? Maybe we just have to do some ridiculous shit.
Like go to the gym with a camera and a mic.
Oh, that would be funny.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Do you need
we
a
should
spot?
start
And by the
doing
way,
that. I could just hook up one of our mics to the camera, take it off the wall, and just start like interviewing people. That's not a bad idea. We could do that. We could throw that in with. Gary's idea you were telling me about. We should start like doing,
consequences.
Like, yeah, when we do the questions and stuff, and then have some consequences. Maybe we just start doing some street podcasts.
How you doing there, sir? My name's Barry Larkin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a little clip here. It says it's two dudes interviewing another dude in the gym, or two dudes having sex. I'm pressing the play button now.
Oh, that was a hilarious skit. Hey there, how you doing now? Oh, not so bad.
Classic.
But yeah, I think. Well, my thought process was like maybe we just have to start saying ridiculous shit just to get people pissed off enough.
And then they come on the show
to get pissed off, to be like, "Fuck you guys!" Like, hey, come on the show.
Yeah. Actually, that's not really how we are or what we meant, but we got you on the show.
Yeah, like I baited you, like
The old bait and switcher.
yeah, because I haven't.
We're masters of baiting.
Yes, I think that's a big thing where people aren't the keyboard; they're safe behind their keyboard. And as soon as you get face to face with them, their attitude changes real quick.
Because they might get punched in the face.
Not even that. I'm not going to punch somebody.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they
people say what they say on the internet because there's no consequence of getting punched in the face.
Yeah, it's really easy to sit behind your computer and type things out and feel awesome. That's exhausting, though. I don't know how people do it all the time. Maybe that's why everyone's their immune systems are down. They've been sitting inside. They're just getting pissed off. They're not getting sleep because they're just up all night scrolling and getting in fucking tweeter fights, whatever it is. Can't imagine.
Get outside. Go do something hard. Get some sun. Get some vitamin D.
Yes.
Build your immune system up. Talk to some other human beings. Yeah. Be polite. Ask some questions and listen.
Yeah. Let somebody else talk. See what other people are thinking. I think that's the biggest thing is that I've found is as soon as somebody has an idea, we gotta go already, bro.
Oh, I'm not going. I'm grabbing another beer.
I thought you were taking a pee break on me already.
Thirsty.
No, I think that's one of the things that like strikes me the most about so much stuff that goes on is the people that are maybe not. I'll just say this. There's a lot of people that, how about this? The people that are most convicted and that want to, say they want to do good and change the world and everything. As soon as somebody goes, well, but what about this? They freak out and they shut people down. There's no like discourse.
Well, what about that? Maybe listen to what they have to say. If it makes sense, possibly include it. If it doesn't make sense, then maybe have a polite debate, and then maybe each party can learn something.
Right, and if it doesn't make sense, try to make them understand why it doesn't make sense to you.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like each, a polite debate. Kind of what we encourage here.
Yeah, I want to have more of it. I'm excited. I think we got some good stuff coming in the future. I really want to get. I have a couple ideas that I don't know. Hopefully, we'll have some polite debate soon, and then also even more of the randomness that we've had so far. I will say, did you hear that that whole COVID bill? This is just talking about COVID. The whole COVID bill thing that said like the Pentagon has like so many days to release the stuff they know about aliens. I won't dive into it.
We can dive.
We don't have to dive into it. I did tell Dylan that I wanted to come back on because I watched that documentary he was talking about.
Yeah.
That motherfucker got me all twisted in the head. It's a weird. The missing 411, the hunted, or something like that. I was really on. Like, it was a super interesting story. until like 3/4 of the way through. Then they started taking some weird roads. Really weird.
Weird for you is real weird.
Yeah, it got really weird, but then it also gave me some ideas. But I'd like to talk about that with him.
Of course it did.
Yeah, I have. It goes there. But I think there's going to be some weird things coming out as far as UFOs and all those things. I don't. In my mind, I go, okay, that's cool. I've already thought about the UFOs, but why are they doing this? Like, why? I feel like I'm so skeptical of everything, particularly that the government does now. Not like conspiracy theorist, like skeptic, but like,
Sure.
you know, when things just don't line up, and then you just see all the infighting and the partisan bull crap, and you realize that all it is just they're just trying to make money for their cronies, and you put all the pieces together, and it's like, all right, why are you guys doing this now?
You mean they shook the jar?
Yeah. Now we gotta fight. Now you're making me worried about aliens too. Was hating my neighbor not good enough for you? Fucking ticks. Like, now you want me to hate interstellar beings as well? Like,
Plenty of hate to go around.
yeah.
Hate.
Yeah.
Play Haters Club.
Yeah. I'm supposed to hate myself more than anybody, apparently.
Well, you are white and male, so.
Yeah. What are you going to do, though? You can't do anything about that. Here we are.
You can join the military and you can get a sex change. That's what you need to do.
For free.
For free. You need to do that, Fred. Come on.
Because then I'd be in the...
And then you should do MMA.
and beat the fuck out of chicks' faces.
Yep.
Could you imagine? Like, I just don't like. That just blows my mind. Like some 220-pound just jacked
Garanimal.
like person gets in the MMA cage with a woman. I don't know.
Doesn't quite seem fair.
No, it doesn't. But there, like I said, there are some outliers out there. Some of those girls I would not.
Cyborg.
I don't want nothing to do with them. They're beasts. Did you what was her name? I was talking to Castle, who's not here today, about that girl who was she was a 2-time gold medal boxer by the time she was like 24 or something like that. Just a monster of a boxer. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Clarissa Shields. She's going to MMA. Like, think about that. By the time it was like 20, it was 24 or 25. I want to say she had gold medaled in boxing twice. Like that's I think she won her first gold medal at like 17. Like that's not like a sport that you go and just happen to gold medal.
Yeah. Does she have any more like disciplines, like in martial arts?
I think she's transitioning.
Okay.
Yeah, she's transitioning. I think she's a couple years older now. But it was just a recent interview with her. Just her work ethic is just out of this world. Like super interesting. Like, and she came from like.
Is there a picture of her up there you can get?
Yeah.
Clarissa's about to explain it all with her fist.
Yeah, she's a monster. No, that's not it. That's not.
No, that's not. That's Fallon Fox.
No, that's Fallon. What?
More controversy. Keep scrolling.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted. How about this one? Where is it? Oh yeah.
Is that her?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, it was. She was on Rogan just recently too, and she talked to him for a while and told him that she was going to go MMA.
Gotcha.
But just like. To be able to go and to win 2 gold medals like that, like that's crazy. And she just, I think it was just a story that she just kind of like just started getting after it, and next thing you know, she's just beating faces in. But anyone that goes like MMA in that route, like that, it takes a lot of determination and training, like. Way too much. I mean, I'm way too fucking lazy for that shit. Plus, I really don't want to get punched in the face. It's not really my forte. I mean, I've done it once or twice, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, but to just do that all the time. I'm solid on that. No one to do it. I don't need any help. Disfiguring my face. I'm good. I don't know where that came from or where I was going with that. How did I go from aliens and the CIA dropping stuff to that?
Bro, this is you were talking about. No idea.
Yeah, I don't know sometimes. I go a lot of places. I was watching Ancient Aliens earlier today. That shit's so ridiculous. I turned it on. I like almost felt bad. I had like 15 minutes to burn, so I was like, "Oh, do you ever watch that show?" There's this one dude. I can't remember his name. He's just like he like takes his hair. I feel like he just started doing the blowout like before the blowout was cool, which was like never. But
I was gonna say
it lasted for like a year or two. Like a lot of people are doing, but he's like this crazy scientist that like just has his hair just like everywhere. It's like, how is anybody supposed to take you seriously looking like that when you're talking about aliens and how they...
Bro, that's the quintessential scientist look, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's not really like a scientist.
After Doc?
Yeah. And he doesn't look like that guy.
Great Scott.
Yeah, but sometimes I just wonder like how those people expected to get taken seriously.
Oh, they probably don't. They're talking about aliens.
Yeah, well, it's not even aliens. It's the oh, here it is. Is this it? Yeah. Giorgio Tsakoulis. How was anyone supposed to take that guy seriously with that hair?
That dude looks familiar, actually.
He's on a bunch of like...
He's an actor, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know. He's on a bunch of like documentaries and stuff.
I think he is an actor.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, dude, that is one hell of a blowout right there.
It is. It's ridiculous. Then you're telling me like...
How does he get it to do that?
I had a lot of gel. Like, I don't know.
Is it gel or cocaine?
Woo! A little bit of both.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit of both. But there's been a lot of weird alien shit going on, Tone. Oh, that's what it was. I was talking about the missing 411 and Doohan coming back on. So he's going to come back on again.
Cool.
Because I watched that show and I was like, oof, this is... Like I said, the first 3 quarters is super weird. Because remember he talked about how like their stuff was like found all over.
Yeah.
But like some of the stories, I'm like, all right, they're out in the natural, they're out in like national parks and stuff. So these people get lost. Like,
Yeah.
people get lost. People get eaten by bears and shit. Like it happens.
Yeah.
But like, there's a couple cases where it was the evidence that was found. Like the one guy was in an area that he wasn't planning on being. He'd always been out there, gone out there, and then like they ended up finding like a spot that he was at because his boots were off and like set side by side. Like a while later, after church parties and everything else went out, they find his boots just sitting there. It's like, well, that's weird. Like it's middle of winter. Like where's he going without his boots? And then
Nowhere far. I've seen Wind River.
yeah. Well, then like it was like 6 months later, they found like his stuff like 10 miles away, sitting on a rock.
So you made it 10 miles in the middle of winter.
With no boots.
With no boots.
Like after like already been missing for however long. And it was like all these things like in the distances that like he talked about the distances, like these things were like places was just like.
So they never found the guy though?
That guy, they ended up finding some bones. I think like
found him
8 months later.
in a lake with 6 stab wounds and no water in his lungs.
Yeah, right. Those guys, the Invisible Ships podcast guys, they have their first 2 episodes out. Of obviously that was a reference to Brian Macron, but they started doing the circle bell letters.
Oh, they
things.
released their first.
Yeah,
two?
so they got their first 2 episodes out now.
Check them out.
Yeah.
Check them out, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's pretty
good stuff.
Pretty interesting. Thousands of letters. Some maybe not thousands, but at least close to like 1,000 letters the psychopath just sent out to a bunch of people.
Were they in cursive?
Ooh, I don't know.
That's a lot of cursive.
Yeah, but it's even more like scratch, isn't it? Because if you can write cursive, you just...
Maybe.
I don't know. It's really interesting. It all leads me back to people are fucking weird. the capability of having thought. Scary thing. Especially when you see some of the people that have survived and lived. Or like that, yeah, like that guy. Yeah. The power of thought maybe shouldn't have been. See, maybe the ancient aliens came down, like this guy was talking about, gave people the power of thought and brains. Because that's a theory. That time period where our brains, how they like, was it like tripled in size in like, was it 200,000 years or something like that, or a million, like.
I'm still waiting for mine to get there.
Whatever, all those big words that you know.
It's only one part of my brain. A little spotty there.
Yep, doing it. I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Put that big brain on, bro.
I don't have one of those. I just figured I need a tech guy. I need an audio, computer, and video guy. So if anybody knows anybody, I don't know enough. I feel like we just
Josh Snyder.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Call him in. See, look at my shit. Figure out what the hell's going on.
Gotta get him on the show.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. It reminded me. We just watched rewatched Napoleon Dynamite. What a ridiculous fucking movie. Hilarious though. The technology part is the song at the end he sings.
Yeah. Every time all I can think of is the llama, Tina.
Tina, eat your dinner, you fat lard. Ugh. Yeah, absolute ridiculousness. It's a funny movie though. It's a good time.
I was thinking more along the lines of Prometheus. I watched some of that the other day.
Prometheus. I don't know if I've seen that.
No.
What's that about?
So they go back to they go to another planet, and they're trying to find our creators. They find
Ancient
them.
aliens.
Yeah, there you go. They find them. Things don't turn out so good.
Yeah, when your estranged children come a knocking.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the kid ain't my son. The kid is not my son.
I'm sorry. Are you over 18? Yep. Get the fuck off my porch. Oh, that's sad.
No, I think you might like Prometheus. It's interesting.
Where's that? What's that on?
Oh, I think it's on HBO or HBO Max.
I don't have that fancy shit, Tone.
We only got it so I could watch that newest Justice League.
Oh,
it was long.
Was it?
I didn't realize. I thought it was a new
Isn't
movie.
Like 4 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it was very long. Way too long.
That's way too long for a movie.
Way too long.
They should like break it up and make it into a TV show.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
And then sitting in a movie theater for 4 hours.
Who would you be if you were? Would you be Thor? Who would you be?
I don't know who's all in the Justice League. I'm not that familiar.
Thor's not in the Justice League.
If I was like a superhero,
Just any superhero.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I feel like you have kind of a Thor thing going on.
Maybe if I had to grow my hair out.
Nah, you wouldn't. He had short hair there for a while.
Did he?
Yeah.
Everybody, well.
Unless you're thinking like you're fat Thor when he drinks a bunch of beer. It's a huge gun, which is hilarious.
I think Thor's pretty cool. I don't know. Everybody always say, like, you think like Superman because he gets to fly, but Thor could kind of fly, I guess. He throws a hammer around.
Yeah, and I don't mean who you
Superman's
want to
uptight.
be. I mean who
who
you think you most closely resemble.
I don't know. See, I don't know like the comics and stuff enough to like really know because their personalities. Because I hear like from comic geeks that like when a superhero movie comes out and like, oh, like, this isn't how the character should be. You know?
Yeah, 'cause it's not already fiction to begin with.
Hey, you don't know that.
I came out of my basement for this.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah. I missed my mom's cooking for this.
The meatloaf, Mom.
Mom! You know how close I came to shooting you.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know superheroes enough to. I don't know. Maybe Thor. Old chicks dig Thor, and dudes, whatever. I don't know. Yeah. He's a good-looking dude. You can't deny it.
What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Compliment's a compliment.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know. I feel like I'd end up being like I don't know, the fucking goofy guy. Was it the Fantastic Four that like stretches? What a shitty ass.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's okay.
Great power there, Stretch.
Yeah, like all the things that could happen.
Yeah, I got Laffy Taffy power.
I got Laffy Taffy. Yeah.
I got Laffy Taffy.
Yeah. What do you suppose his erections are like? It's just like
Real
a
stretchy.
noodle
Yeah.
that never gets rigid, right?
Excuse me, ma'am. 10 feet away.
I mean, what are you gonna do with it? It's no fun.
Yeah.
Take a lot of Cialis. Is it Cialis? It's not a.
Yeah, Cialis.
No, the wrong way.
I don't know. I don't know what you do for that.
I don't think you could do anything for that.
No,
But at least you wouldn't break nothing ever.
unless it got too hot. Too
Does
much
he melt?
friction. I don't know. I'm just imagining something that stretches. If it gets too hot, it's probably going to lose its elasticity.
I would think so. Burning plastic. That's not a good smell.
Nope. I feel like we just hit a new all-time low.
Yeah, I think so too. I swear we didn't smoke weed before this at all either.
No.
None of that. Oh.
We're not even drunk or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of space, though, I did finally finish my astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. I finally got that done.
What did old Neil have to say?
That he knows a lot of shit, and we know a lot of shit about the universe, but we don't know shit about the universe. Kind of irritated me.
He wrote a whole book about that?
Yeah. Oh, he's written a couple books. Well, he kind of breaks down like physics and different things, and talks about, how the theory, how most scientists think like the universe came into existence and planets and all those things, and
Pray tell.
talked about, well, he obviously he's a Big Bang believer.
Like the piano bar or the theory?
No, the theory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the universal theory.
I got you, because I think I believe in one more than the other, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think jury's still out for me on what the hell happened. But it was kind of interesting how he started off the book basically saying, hey, as if we start on the timeline of when the Big Bang started happening, and kind of describe things within seconds. It was oh, the universe is this big, this blah blah whatever, and describing things. It was kind of neat to think about. But he goes on to talk about what gravity and all these things are, and talking about black holes and finding how they've discovered these different things and whatever. But then towards the end of the book, he gets into how I talked about before, antimatter and anti-gravity, and no, maybe not or dark matter.
yeah.
Dark matter and anti-gravity, that they're oh yeah, all these things that we never, we just thought space was space. No, it's full of shit. We just don't know what it is. It's out there. We can see it and he talks about how they know it's there because
Yeah.
the way light's refracted and bends, and how gravity, this should act like this because of gravity or whatever,
doesn't act like
doesn't
that.
act
Yeah.
like that, and they think it's because of this, or anti-gravity or dark matter, and basically yeah, we don't fucking know.
I feel like that's just almost making shit up to fit the narrative there.
Yeah, but obviously, he talks about how there's.
I shouldn't say making it up, but oh, we got to come up with this because we saw this. So
Well, yeah, but
we
they
gotta
said
give it a name.
Well, I think basically that's what they're doing. But I will say what it is, it's they record something
Yeah.
that happens that doesn't align with the
Previous.
known
knowledge.
laws of physics, and so they go, well, there must be something else that is acting against it, so we're just going to call it this. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, is there something that's acting against it, or do we just not fully understand physics that we think we do? Just because we have 10 rules, obviously just making a number up, just because we have 10 laws or rules of physics, that doesn't mean there's not 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look what Weinstein says.
Oh, I mean, he says a lot of crazy shit.
No, I just meant when he was like anybody that claims to know.
Oh, anybody that claims to understand quantum mechanics doesn't understand
understand quantum mechanics.
yeah, it's wild. But to me, it just fuels my
Curiosity.
yeah. But it also fuels my skepticism.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to a lot of interviews with Neil deGrasse Tyson, where they'll talk about alien, like someone will ask him about aliens or whatever, and he's like, "Well, I have no evidence that they exist," but like, blah blah whatever. And
do you have any evidence that it doesn't exist?
Right. So, and then especially when you're someone that goes, "Well, yeah, there's some shit out there we don't know what it is. We know something.
Could be some other shit that you don't know.
Yeah,
what it is.
like, and we know there's something there that we can't explain.
Yeah, they're flying around chasing our. What did you say they were chasing the ships or something?
Oh, you're talking about that story? Yeah. It just recently came out that there was a story
Chasing destroyer ships.
that's been confirmed that UFOs were chasing naval, like it was a naval fleet. Oh, if I can spell that right. Where was it? Swarms. I don't know if this is, I can't remember if this is an old story or a new story. But yeah, there was, it just got released a little while ago. I don't want to know YouTube. I saw it somewhere where it was, here we go. Yeah, I've seen those ones. Oh, that's the old one. They talked about Tic Tacs. There was like a swarm of like Tic Tacs off of the West Coast. Let's see if I can load. But they said they chased them. I think it was like for a couple days. Yeah, swarms of flashing Tic Tac shaped UFOs chased 4 U.S. Navy destroyers off California coast at 45 miles per hour and hovered above them at night for weeks. Ships logs revealed.
Might be slightly unnerving if you were one of those seamen.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, what the fuck is this, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. So up to mysterious drones chased. So they call them drones, which is even scarier. Chased and harried 4 U.S. naval destroyers for up to 100 nautical miles just off the coast of California. Long distances at high speeds with extreme maneuverability. Yeah, so like what? At this one, I don't think it says when this was. But this story just came out. Oh, this is 2019. July 2019 is when this happened. But supposedly I saw another article that was saying that like somebody that was, I don't know, somebody had some kind of importance was saying that there's going to be some stories coming out that they expect by like June 1st to release some things. It's like, why? Like all the things that have happened, like why are they starting to release this shit now? What's going on? There's just so many stories, and like no one's like, you don't hear about this.
Yeah.
Like, because one of a couple things can be happening. One, all this shit is entirely made up, which I've heard a lot of people talk about it. We talked about Commander David Fravor, a U.S. Navy pilot. All these people are saying these things are happening, and they're saying that it's even a higher frequency than we ever realized. Stories are coming out like this. They're putting in the COVID bills, like let people know about all the shit the CIA knows about. Like what? So I don't think this is a story, some kind of story. So it's either one, something's happening, obviously that we can't explain. And there's been some theories that like, well, it's actually U.S. technology that we're testing. Well, they're not fucking covering it up very well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if it's U.S. technology, they wouldn't be fucking around with their own people and their own, like the communication there is not very great. I think it was.
Yeah, but dude, unless like other civilians were seeing that, and that's their cover up, is to make it look like, oh, these things are flying around and we don't know what they are.
They were 100 nautical miles off of the coast.
Well,
that's quite a ways.
It is.
That's quite a ways.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. But so either the U.S. isn't covering up their secret, because these things are doing things that aren't, back to the physics thing, aren't physically possible
that we
we're
know familiar
of.
with.
Yeah. So either they're aliens or they're world made.
China.
That's scary. Super scary.
China.
That's super scary. I remember I saw someone like commented on, I can't remember, it was an article or something I saw. They're like, they said, fuck, I hope it's the aliens, because China having that technology scares the hell out of me. And then I was like,
Yeah, that's fun.
I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm down with that. And then somebody else goes, fuck China and the aliens. I'm just hoping it's not the Democrats. I was like,
God.
oh, jeez. Like, I was like,
I didn't know there was a
touche.
difference between China and the Democrats.
yeah. Oh, did you see that too? Hunter Biden talking about his laptop.
Oh no!
There's just an interview that was, well, I think it releases this weekend, but I saw a clip of it where the interviewer's like, well, like, could that have been your laptop? And he's like, well, I don't know. They're like, yes or no? Like, could that have been your laptop? He's like, well, yeah, absolutely. It could have been, but I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I could have, it could have gotten stolen, or, I could have been hacked by Russia, or I'm like, really, bro? Like, that's your defense? Yeah, sure. It could be my laptop, but I don't know. Like, that's what happens when you go on fucking benders and you do a bunch of drugs and you don't know what happens.
Yeah, it was the sticker that we found on the bottom of it that said "property of Hunter Biden, yours."
Yeah. So that should be an interesting story that's going to be coming out. It will, by the time this is released, it'll
Oh, dude, it won't come out, bro, or it won't get
No, his
published on
interview.
main stations, or it'll get swept under the rug, just like during the election when they wouldn't publicize any of the stuff that they found in the computer and release any of that stuff. It's not going to help the party in charge. It's not going to the global order.
I mean, he did an interview.
Sounds like a terrible mistake.
It's terrible. It's like, did you ever watch the Prince Andrew interview?
No.
About the whole Jeffrey Epstein?
So bad.
Oh, dude, it's worth watching.
Yeah.
It's like watching Michael Scott give an interview. Like the carrying, it's so, actually it's worse because that's like real. So I made a joke, but
They're just very awkward.
fucking cringy,
Yeah.
super cringy. Have you ever heard the comment about how, I can't remember which one of the accusers it was, but it was Giuffre, I believe it was, that was supposedly shipped over there with Ghislaine Maxwell. I think it was Virginia Giuffre. Giuffre, if I'm saying her name right. She's one of the more outspoken ones in the whole Epstein case. But like said that like she was basically made to like dance with Prince Andrew and sleep with him and all that stuff. And she had like mentioned, basically like how sweaty he was at one point, this, that, whatever, like when they're, and so the interviewer asked him like, well, Virginia says, at this point in time, you guys were dancing that you were like super sweaty or this or whatever. And he goes on to tell this like rambling story about how he had just gotten out of the Royal Navy and semi recently he'd got caught in battle and he had this body response to where he didn't sweat for like 6 months till after that. Like, he was like, well, that's kind of funny because I recently gotten out of the Royal Navy and I was in a situation where I was in a battle and, during that time that she claims that I actually couldn't sweat. And therefore it's just like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's fucking wild. It's worth watching. It's like an hour and a half, but it's.
Do you think they're trained on that stuff to like? Let's just hit them with the most ridiculous reverse explanation that you could ever fathom because it's so out there. People are just going to believe it.
I don't think anyone believes it, but they're like, that took the cake. Like, that took the limelight. It was like, so people make jokes about it, shit like that. So it's like, It like gives the media something to
Yeah.
joke with.
That's kind
You
of
know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
getting
But
at,
it's-
though.
Yeah,
Is that it's turned into a joke, so it's discredited.
yeah. And the worst part is it's not even necessarily discredited. It's like made a joke out of, and it's like ah ha ha, and people feel like,
Yeah, but
do we forget what we're talking about
no,
here?
But at
Like,
that point, it is discredited. Then once people forget what they're talking about,
yeah, no, it's yeah. But anybody that can watch that interview and be like, either one, he's a complete fucking liar, and he looks like he literally the whole time he looks like a kid that just like is on the stool by the counter with like a cookie in their hand, like with behind their back. Like, I didn't,
no, dude,
I didn't.
crumbs on his mouth.
Yeah, he's just
but
like
no,
just
I didn't
wide-eyed,
steal
like
a cookie.
No, that's funny because I wasn't able to sweat for a year after that. Like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, did you Botox your whole body?
Yeah, it's such a bizarre interview. That's why he's been in hiding ever since. It's like the last time that they like, it was fucking wild, but it's worth a watch. It's ridiculous. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. People are still like, oh, maybe I think that was another thing. One of the other comments I saw under this this Tic Tacs and UFOs following the destroyers was somebody just posted, "Don't let this distract you from remembering that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself."
Jeez.
It's like, oh, did you see? I saw something else too. They someone had taken a picture of it. I can't remember who it was now, and I don't know if they tweeted or something like that. It was some semi-celebrity about how sometimes Netflix gets it right. And it was, you know how like when you get on Netflix and like they have the big banners of like here suggested for you, and there's like five of them.
Several things next to each other.
Yeah, the one was who killed Jeffrey Epstein, and the next one was
Clintons.
like Hillary Clinton standing there like going like this, like pointing at it, and it was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny. Somebody got yelled at for that.
Oh yeah.
Some wild shit.
Oh yeah.
What are you gonna do though? I don't know. Aliens, weird, satanic rings around the world that are trafficking kids, apparently making shoes with blood in them.
Only one drop.
What the fuck was that about?
Oh,
Like what? Why? What was that whole? I don't understand. I know it happened, but I don't get it.
why not? I guess someone's trying to be edgy and do something someone else never did before.
He made a shit house of money off of it. If he can sell them.
Yeah. Well, I think
If Nike doesn't sue him and take all his money, because I think they are suing him.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, you know, it's not like they ever do anything bad, like stick small children in sweatshops and not pay them any money and kill them.
Right?
Profit off the backs of their death.
Yeah. What do you mean, Apple? Oh, we're talking about Nike.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I get them.
We're not talking about making iPhones.
I get them all so confused.
Don't.
I get all the child labor.
No nets needed here.
Yeah, I get all the child labor, companies confused. But they're doing better in the United States, though, right?
China.
No, the companies.
Oh.
They're fixing America.
Oh yeah, I thought you were referring to.
The China is.
Companies over
They're
China.
they're doing something weird over there.
You mean producing Tic Tacs?
Oh, God, I hope not. Mandarin's hard to learn how to speak.
How about how to write it? All those characters.
Yeah, people. I think isn't that they say like is it Japanese is one of the one of the few languages that's harder to learn like fully than English, because they say English is like one of the harder ones to learn because of all of the different words that we have for the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, I think Russian's pretty damn hard. I've heard that before.
I've heard getting the accent right is impossible.
So I've heard. I feel like maybe I said that on here before, but unless you were born there, that you can never develop it.
I feel like I've heard that. Like there's no impossible. But I would say it's weird though, because a lot of I've not met, but like seen, and a lot of people that are from Russia that were able to, I don't know the best way to say it, gain an American accent. But you look at Lex Friedman. I mean, he talks slow.
Yeah.
But I think it's because his mind is moving so fast. But he doesn't really have like a Russian accent.
No.
You know, like he can tell he has a little bit of something, but he doesn't sound like. But I think he moved over here fairly late. But you know, some people. I was just listening to I can't remember the guy's name now. He was from Sweden. He was one of the people that caused a shitstorm back in like the 60s or 70s about the whole Egyptians thing. Since we're talking about aliens, I don't know. I can't remember his name now. But he's from Sweden, like, and he's known English like almost his entire life, and still has just like real thick like Swedish accent.
Yeah.
So it's like I wonder like what that is. That some people just hold on to their accents.
I don't know.
Fuck, I know some people that like will move to a different city within a week they have an accent. You know?
That's fake.
Sometimes you just want to fit in.
Maybe they do. Not me.
You don't exactly fit in it anymore.
That's
You kind of like stand out like a sore thumb.
That's what I was talking to one of my patients today, and he owned the upper deck and Town Tavern, I think, and something. And I was like, oh yeah, we go to those bars. And he's like, I'll keep an eye out for you. And I'm like, dude, you're not gonna remember me. He's like, yeah. He's like, have you seen yourself? I'll remember you. He's like, you look like you missed a stage in evolution, and you should be a Viking.
I won't disagree with him. Yeah, I've been in some places with you, just walking through. I'm like, oh, he's right there. Like, how'd you see? Oh, have you seen you? Yeah, you kind of stand out like a sore thumb. Well, I feel like we've touched on everything except for. I'll be interested to see how this story turns out with the Capitol thing that just happened. With the dude who just drove through the wall. And
We'll see. You said he was Islamist sympathizer. Is that what you said?
it sounds like it. Something like that.
Gotcha.
They've already came out and said it doesn't have ties with like terrorism, which doesn't really surprise me as far as like, it doesn't sound like he just sounds like he was a fucking whack job. I mean, he drove a car through a fence, and I think it sounds like he almost tried to run over 2 Capitol police officers and then got out and stabbed one of them, or tried to stab one of them. Like,
Sounds like possibly a mental health issue.
yeah, sounds very much like a mental health issue. I know I saw some stuff that people had grabbed from his Facebook before they ripped it down, because now his Facebook's like gone apparently. But I guess it kind of comes back to the, not that I'm a conspiracy theorist, but like I don't care what color you are or, you know, what tool you use to kill people, whether they be, you know, police officers or normal people just walking on the street or anything. Like, there's obviously something wrong there.
Yeah.
This guy just killed 2 cops, or well, the one I think is still alive at this point in the hospital. I don't know.
It's part of what I do, addressing mental health.
People need, I think, and I wonder how much of it is, and this is a really obscure thought, but the transitioning that we're going through as humans, not only the access we have to everything, but just the speed at everything that's happening. I mean, you look back, you've talked about it. You look back at 100 years, not even 100 years, 50 years. Human life, at least in this country, has changed. You wouldn't recognize it.
Yeah.
So fast. I wonder if it's just our fucking chimp brain just can't keep up with it.
Maybe.
Too much, too fast.
That's why I stick to enjoying the simple things in life.
Yep. There ain't no such thing as too much fun, Tony.
Yeehaw.